Hey everybody, it's Charlie from Daily Motor. Today we've got the sound system demo of the 2021 Mercedes-Benz GLA-250 and its base 6-speaker audio system. Now if you just want to hear the music, skip forward. We've got chapters in the video. It'll be after we go through all the settings and different ways the infotainment system works and speaker locations and all that good stuff. So if you just want to hear music, click further on in the video. But for all of you who want to know about the system, we're going to take a look around, see how Apple CarPlay and Android Auto work, how all the different speaker locations and controls work, and all that good stuff. So before we get started, let's hop out, take a quick look at the car. A baby Benz. This is the smallest SUV, if you want to call it that you could get from Mercedes-Benz. Rocking the same platform as the A-Class and the CLA and the GLB. Mercedes is doing a lot with this smaller form factor, but just because it's smaller and cheaper doesn't mean it's not worth buying. So if you want to see more on the GLA, check the links in the description for our highway fuel economy test and our full review. Now, we always do the tests with lossless, uncompressed WAV audio files on a USB stick plugged directly into the system and high-quality binaural microphones in both of my ears, giving you the most realistic audio system demo on YouTube. We also do the tests with sound settings set to their factory defaults, so let's take a look at those now. Modern MBUX infotainment system here. Many ways of controlling it. It is a nice, easy to use touchscreen, but if you're driving, you don't feel like doing the touchscreen, you can also use this trackpad. And if you don't even want to take your hands that far off the wheel, you can use this little thumb pad right here. You get all the way around the car. So that's definitely nice. Audio controls. Let's bring it up here. You have your standard bass, mid-range, and treble, as well as a front, rear, left, right, fader, and balance. And a volume control with automatic adjustments. So as you get going faster on the road, the audio will get louder. Let's go through and demo the bass, mid-range, and treble now. I can't stress to you enough how nice it is to have both the touchscreen and the trackpad abilities. It might not be the easiest system to use, but depending on what you're doing in the car, what your preferences are for working around the vehicle, and I'm so glad they have both. For audio controls, you have a nice volume roller right here. You can kind of scroll it with your thumb or one of your forefingers. Feels good. And then you have a similar roller here on the steering wheel. Track selection, that's a little more dicey. You can either use the touchscreen, you can trackpad your way up to the track selection on the touchscreen, or you can thumb pad your way up right here. Now this gets a little hairy, say if you're in the navigation. You can't use anything on the steering wheel to change tracks, because anything right here just navigates on the touchscreen. The only way to do it is right here. You sort of swipe to the side. You want to go backward, swipe backward. So that part actually works pretty darn well. They added that into newer Mercedes, and it works nicely, but it would be nice to have a way to do it on the steering wheel. Audio inputs. You have your standard AM, FM, Sirius XM satellite radio, Bluetooth, Apple CarPlay, and Android Auto support, and USB-C. So what does that mean you're missing? Well, it'd be nice to have a USB-A port, but they do offer an adapter for, what is it, like $20 or $30. And you also don't have a disc player or a 3.5mm auxiliary input jack. Not a big deal here in 2021, but it would be nice to see. Speaker locations. As I mentioned, this is only a 6-speaker system, so there is an upgradable 12-speaker Burmester system. I'm sure that sounds excellent, but we're only dealing with 6 here. So, 1, 2. This is not a speaker. I tried my darndest. I reached my head up there. I looked in. I'll even take this microphone out of my ear, put it right up there. You can see it doesn't get any louder. That would be a speaker in the 12-speaker system, but not in this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6 in the rear doors. Simple enough. Android Auto and Apple CarPlay demonstration. We've actually already got CarPlay plugged in, so we can go home. There you are, kind of plops it right in the middle. Got your music right here. maps, even though I don't have data connection on the phone right now. And then your settings screen, everything looks good, very responsive. Android Auto. I will say it's nice that there are multiple data ports in the car, so you can have one, something like Android Auto or Apple CarPlay going and also have music going off a USB. I will say though that it is easy to accidentally touch this. You can see the cable makes changes right there. It like activates the touch screen. So that's definitely something that can happen. There we are. Android Auto, same thing, sort of puts it in the middle. Doesn't use the widescreen mode, but you've got your maps. Very high resolution, looks nice. Got your YouTube music. Let's go to the app screen and get settings. It all works perfectly well. All right, let's get on the road. Now that we're up to highway speeds, turn the music down, let you hear what the GLA 250 sounds like at 70. It's a little bit windy, but overall this thing is kind of middle of the road. You might expect a little bit quieter ride from a Mercedes. In Mercedes, the automatic adjustment causes this song to go very quiet when the bass comes in. I'll show you the difference. Restart that. Might be subtle, but it's definitely there. I've been impressed listening to music in the GLA by the good balance that's in this system. There's a decent amount of punch and power. Nothing is, by and large, impressive, but they've balanced the basses, the mid-ranges, and the trebles really well. A lot of times in bass systems, there's either nothing, it's completely flat, or they try to shove way too much in the mid-range and it gets harsh on your ears. Not the case with the GLA. This next song will turn the bass all the way up. Let's see what we can get out of these door speakers. Alright. Okay. A little sloppy, but I'm still impressed with the overall power. I don't know how many maximum watts they have for this one. They're not publishing that. But, you know, for a bass system, no subwoofer or anything, you can definitely get by with most of your music listening. And what I do appreciate is even when the bass is at a normal setting and you're listening to music, it's a good power and heft without being sloppy. Wrapping up my thoughts on the bass 6-speaker system here in the GLA-250, really not too bad for a quote-unquote bass system. This car starts at about $40,000, and even with just 6 speakers, Mercedes didn't sleep on this one. They still tuned it well and gave it some good sound quality. I should note, for those of you savages who like to listen to your music at very, very high levels, the GLA might not cut it for you. I'll turn the music all the way up right now, and you can see we're just spending a lot of time near the top of the volume limit. This is all the way up. Most cars, I wouldn't even be able to turn all the way up without blowing out my ears. But in the GLA, all the way up is how I might listen to music. If it's a really good song and I'm really feeling it, it might have it all the way max. Anyway, if I were giving an objective rating to the sound quality in here, I'd be giving it about a 6.5. Really not too bad. Keep in mind, this is a bass system. All things considered for kind of the luxury small SUV and the usability of the system and the inputs, I'd be giving it about a 6.5 to a 7. You could definitely get better. I'm sure the 12-speaker Burmester system sounds excellent, but for the price and for what this is, really not too bad. Thank you all so much for watching. If you want to see more on the GLA-250, check the links in the description, and we'll see you on the next one. I'm Charlie from Daily Motor, and as always, drive on.